What's up, everybody? We're a professional podcast. What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Good Time Podcast. I'm Anthony Gazelle. This is my co-host, Joe, and today we have on one of my favorite people to walk this earth. I love him so much. We just spent 15 minutes trying to get his microphone to work properly. Everybody give it up for Jake Smelley.
Let's go.
Thank y'all for
Jake,
having
how are
me.
you, man?
I'm doing good. I'm trying to switch back into home sleep schedule. So I'm this is a week I've been home now. And
Wait,
I don't
where were
sleep
you?
good. I was just
Dude,
on tour for about a month.
Oh, nice.
And
Where were you, dude? I social media has gotten so crazy that I
yeah.
can't keep up with anybody else anymore. It's just like I know everyone's on tour all the time, but I've lost track. So where
Well,
were
that's a
you? What
big
were you
thing to do with
doing?
it too, is like you're on tour
Yeah,
as well, and it's just
exactly.
when you get on in tour mode, I don't know if you're like me, but there's a side of my brain that just turns off. And I
For
get to
sure.
where I'm just like, man, I love there's so many people on this earth that I love and want to keep up with every single day, but you have to save your energy.
Mm.
Um, and I don't even think it's a on purpose thing. It's like a subconscious thing. It's like I slept maybe 5 hours because I don't sleep well on moving vehicles. It could be the nicest like Prevost or we just took one of those Pullman coaches. It's like a little bit
Oh
nicer
yeah.
than a
Yeah,
bandwagon.
the Pullmans, yeah. The gray one.
How
So
was it?
sick, so sick. It's like an Airbnb inside. It's super nice. But something about going down the road and hearing a rumble strip or something, or maybe it's also my brain won't turn off from the adrenaline of the show, or whether it's like just being around my friends. And I grew up like pretty much by myself in the country. Like I had two sisters, but they were older. So when I'm around friends, like I'm the kind of guy that will stay up and talk your ear off till 5 a.m. because I just love being around friends. So yeah, I was sleeping like maybe 4 or 5 hours a night, and as soon as the bus would get parked, I would finally get like solid sleep, and then just wake up super just frantic mode, like oh shit, it's time to load in. So I don't know. I'm trying to readjust now. Um, but other than that, it's been good.
So was was it a was it a U.S. tour? I'm assuming it
Yeah,
was
it
U.S. if it
was.
was one of those things. Was it a
Yeah,
Gideon headliner? What were you guys doing?
it was with Alpha Wolf, Mugshot, and Resolve.
How often are you touring throughout the year?
Uh, so we've roughly been touring like 6 to 8 months out of the year uh,
Damn, okay.
for
All right.
years now. But this year's been kind of chill, honestly. We have a lot of work to do. So we have, like, as far as recording and writing and all that stuff. So we did Europe and UK at the beginning of the year with Lionheart and Madball, and uh, then we had a little bit of time off, and we did some. Yeah, this was like the first tour in a little while that we've done, and it was nice just getting back out there. And I love getting in the swing of things. Like when you finally get like when it's you finally like around show 3 and
Oh,
everything
dude.
starts locking in a little bit. There's no
There's
better
nothing
feeling.
like it. There's nothing
Yeah.
like it when the show starts to hit and you're like, all right,
And I know you're a
we
nerd. Like Joe, this is my first time really meeting Joe, but I'm like a nerd, but also like grew up doing like sports and stuff like that. So there's this competitive side in me that's like I always want to one up myself from like the last show, and it's like it's sometimes unhealthy because I can be really hard on myself.
Mhm.
So but I love just like getting in the swing of things, and just where it feels and everything start feeling like you stop thinking, and it's just
mm-hmm.
start flowing. I
Flow
It's the
love
state.
that
best.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a clip going around right now that's like we were actually going to talk about it on a different podcast, maybe more in depth, but it's a clip of John Mayer. Did you see this one, Jake? Where he's
Yes.
like,
Yes. Good show
yeah,
and bad show type stuff. Like
yeah, it was something like he's like
Have a show
we
or
all
give a show.
say what?
Like you can have a good show or you can give a
Yeah,
good show.
he goes, I always give a good show, but I don't always have a good
have a good
show.
show.
Mm,
Yes.
And
that hit.
That
and
hit, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, that hit home. And I think anybody who performs, you go find that clip. We'll talk about it more maybe on another episode, but just go look it up. Yeah, he's basically trying to say that like the crowd doesn't know one way or another, and
Right.
nobody really cares anyway. And so
And
you're
you hear
always gonna
that a lot on tour as well.
hear it all the
you'll
time.
you'll tell some, or you'll have somebody tell you like, oh, that was a good show or whatever, and you're sitting there thinking like, but this part and that part. And I've heard it so many times where it's like, oh, they like, nobody out in the crowd like really notices. But I think that's why I was saying like the competitive side within me.
It's against yourself.
Yeah, it's like I strive. Like I feel like bucket list for me is like at least a week with like zero flubs or like, and
Yeah, where you're just cooking.
yeah,
Yeah, there's
and
nothing
like
it.
whole set,
Yeah. Yeah.
no hiccups. I don't know. It's like the dragon I'm chasing, I think.
It is a dragon you're chasing because it doesn't happen every show, but it does happen from time to time, and it keeps you coming back. And yeah, what John Mayer was saying was like, there's always going to be somebody in the crowd that's basically having the best night of their life. And now, granted, we're talking John Mayer versus like Gideon versus Daughtry versus
Right.
Dropout Kings is like completely different experiences across the board. But the point he's making is that there's somebody in the crowd having an awesome time, and there might even be other people on stage. That was the interesting part. Is the woman he was on the podcast with was like, I don't even know who that is. I just saw this quick clip, but she was like, I'll get off stage and.
Oh, it was Lainey Wilson. That's who it was.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, I've heard the name. Okay, so she's like, I'm gonna get ripped apart for not knowing who that is. She was like, I get off stage and I go like, my bandmates would be like, wow, what a great show, that was so fun, and she's just sitting there like, yo, I thought I was gonna walk off stage to the opposite energy, dude. If you haven't experienced that, you haven't played enough shows. I've experienced that a lot.
Yeah. Even with just bandmates, like you'll come off and see, one or two of the guys just like best set of the tour. And and that's so strange too, because it is different from person to person, because like you guys might have the best show you've had all year, but somebody else in the band might have, been been in hot water.
Yeah, I've learned to do the thing where, because I can see it coming now, and I can read body language, all that stuff. So like, I might be having the worst show of the tour. I might be just playing so bad, like just what am I even doing? Like questioning my whole life, having one of those shows, and I get off stage, and a couple of the guys will go, "That was the best show of the tour. Oh my god, like you sounded great, Tony." Whatever, and I just go, "Yeah, thanks, man. It was awesome," and I just keep it moving. I'm at that point. I don't bring
that
it.
guy now too.
I almost never say anything about a bad show anymore. I just completely try to move on.
It's important to keep that in the back of your head. And something Tyler told me, our guitar player, one night is I was still pretty young at the time, and still working through how to handle, I guess, like when people approach you about the show. And I'm just an open book, so like I'll just tell you like exactly how I'm feeling. And Tyler had a talk with me one night, and he was like, "Hey man, like if somebody tells you like it was a good show, it's okay just to say thank you. It's okay. Like you don't have to like go into how you felt about it. Like let it be like how they felt about it." And so that's helped me a lot.
It's almost like selfish to steal that joy from them, just
Exactly.
because you're like, because in your head you're like, well, I did fuck up in the third song and the fifth song, and I dropped that stick in the last song, and you could like bring that energy to the table, but that energy sucks.
Yeah.
And they're trying to say, hey, I had a great time. Like, why ruin that? Why just be like, wow, thanks, that's awesome. Yeah, glad
I've
you had
also
a great
been
show. Great time.
thinking about it in percentages now. So
Yes, you must.
yeah. So like if you're
If you're on stage for
you
60
really
minutes and you mess up for 4 seconds.
yeah, let's get down to brass tacks. Like if you mess up, let's say you have like 75, 85%, like you were just ripping. Like
Yeah, for sure.
bro, that's nothing to be upset about.
It's not.
Um,
And by the way, I'm gonna be the first person to say that I don't think you have ever had. I really believe this. You've probably, since you were a teenager, you probably haven't had an 85% show. Your worst show possible is still probably a 95. You know what I mean? It's really not much.
Thank you.
It's
I don't know what
no,
it
I
is
mean
within
that.
my brain that does that. I think it has something to do with like I meet drummers like you guys, and I tour with drummers that are just on this like just prestigious level. Like I was sandwiched between on this last tour, Connor from Mugshot. If you guys haven't seen him play drums, he's awesome. He's
I'll look him up.
incredible.
I'll look him up right after this. Where are
He's
they
also
from?
like so he currently lives in Denver. He's originally from California. I think the band might be out of New Mexico. Sorry if I
Sick.
got that wrong,
It's a sick
but
ass band name. Mugshots. That's sick.
yeah. But he's also like a nerdy guy as well. Like he's a producer and like engineer back home, so he knows like all the ins and outs of sound, and he's just one of those cool guys. So just how we are whenever we get together, like how we just nerd out about things. Like he's cool. But also Mitch from Alpha Wolf,
Oh yeah, Ripper.
Yeah,
solid.
he's good.
Ripper. Yeah.
Bro's arms are just flexible. You know what I mean? And everything just seems so effortless. And he was also one of those guys. I was just like, hey, teach me like. They would finish sound check, and I'd be like, hey, teach me that lick like you were just messing around with, you know. And that's it, being sandwiched between them two. Resolve's drummer was amazing as well. Um, and so when you're on a tour, which I feel like happens a lot with heavy music, like
It
it's
does.
very drum driven. So you're around a lot of
Yeah.
autistic drummers that just
Yeah.
want to like,
That
Yeah.
just
You have to
rip.
be you have to be really good at drums to play like metalcore or metalcore
yeah.
adjacent music at a
Facts.
high level.
Which the
Yeah.
older I get, like I don't even really focus on the kind of fast, like crazy fills that I once did when I was younger. Like I'm more into like space and how like especially when writing, like just letting the song breathe and instead of cluttering everything up, and I'm just really being into like 70s and 80s music, especially like just those pocket drummers and how when they would like play fills and stuff, they just pop so much better. And it could be the most simple lick, but it grabs your attention immediately. Like even though I'm in a genre that's full of like blast beats and crazy time signatures and stuff, I feel myself gravitating towards that stuff more than anything, just because that's what started it for me, I guess. Even like 90s country, like I'm really into uh, threes, uh, three simple hits like in a space sounds so good, and
Mm-hmm.
like over four, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just the little things for me now that just really get me going. Flams all day. And so being sandwiched between these guys every night, it really kept me on my toes and made me want to, I guess, bring a better side of myself to the show every night, and which is healthy.
Yeah.
But
Do you have a way that you like when you start to mess up, or like if you make a mistake early in the show? We ask this question sometimes on the podcast, but like if you make a mistake early in the show, do you have a way that you recover mentally? Like, do you have a thought process you go through? Do you have like a, I don't know, something you look at, something that kind of takes you out of the spiraling that can happen to anybody, where you're all of a sudden you've made another mistake, you make another mistake, like
and then it
you
just
know exactly.
snowballs.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The train
Yeah,
wreck set, which
yeah,
by the way, like I said, is still a 95. If you're talking percentages, but
yeah.
but yeah, go on. Yeah, do you have anything that you do?
Um, I don't even the word like I want to say the word mantra, but I don't even think it's maybe that's it. It's just like a word that kind of snaps me back. And I also like say it in my head like before I start playing too. Like before the set, the first hit of the set is I keep the word focus like in between my eyeballs, and and not and not to like I feel like before it would be really thinking ahead and like what's to come, but even that can mess me up because like
Totally. Oh yeah.
as y'all know, like whenever you have a fill that you messed up the night before and you're thinking ahead to that fill,
Oh God.
it can be crippling. And you can, and it's so dumb because like you can sit down away from an audience and play that fill with, you know, backwards and forwards and dance around it all day. But there's something about like thinking too far ahead that gets me in trouble. So I try to like stay present. I try to just keep the word focus in my mind. And I've also just tried to start being more loose with I've always been a very rehearsed drummer. I try to play what's on the record because I like the fills that I wrote for the song. But I think it started with just we've been a band for a while now, and when you're playing older songs, you know, for years at that point, you start thinking of other ways to kind of, you know, spice it up. I guess put like a little Tony Satcheries on it, and I feel like I've even tried to start doing that with newer songs too, and just make it because I realize I really love whenever I go to see an artist and they hit the fills that like I'm expecting, but then there's every now and then there's just this extra little seasoning on the song like that you're not expecting. And God, I just saw Matt Guglielmo like play with Acacia Strain last night. Just prime example of just God, just being able to throw that little bit of extra sauce on those songs that you've heard like a bunch of times. So wonderful. So I'm trying to stay more loose, and instead of thinking like everything has to be exactly like the record, like if you're in the moment and in that flow state, it's a lot easier to just like I don't know, you have all these patterns in your head that we all play like when we sit down on a kit just to, you know, whether it's practicing rudiments around the kit or we just all that's part of the flow state is just having these patterns in your tool belt. And sometimes it really lands. And
It does. It's scary to try
I
stuff
think
out
just
though.
like it
Yeah.
is.
If you flub it, then you feel stupid.
It is.
Yeah.
I met this guy named Bobby Jimmy. Uh, God, this is probably 5 or 6 years
Jimmy.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
dude's a
crazy.
wild man, and he was just every single night. He never played the same fill twice over these songs. And I came to him and I was just like, "What's the secret? Like, do you just have like tons of these fills just in your back pocket and you're like, oh, it'll fit here?" And he's like, "Nah, you just play, just get up there and play. And if you mess up, just mess up really loud." And it just I didn't really
That's great
understand
advice.
that.
Honestly, no, I get it. It makes sense. Like
Just loosen
be
up.
be
That's what I
confident
do.
in your
I have a whole thing.
mistakes.
I have a whole thing in my band where, with between all my guys, where they're like, I wonder what Joe's gonna do tonight.
Hmm.
I just get into that flow state, like you said, bro, and I've never played the same fill twice. Like, there's a couple
I
essential
love
fills that
that.
you gotta nail, but
Yeah.
in the hip hop stuff that I'm doing, there's like
Yeah,
hella
you
room for
can.
like little like little
Yeah,
things. It's fun. It's fun to play like that.
it
I,
really is.
I want to give a quick shout out to Matt Guglielmo.
Bro.
Did I pronounce that correctly?
Guglielmo, I think is how you say it.
Guglielmo. Um, absolute ripper of a drummer.
Amazing.
Yeah.
A new Rocklocks artist. He's awesome. It hasn't been announced yet, but he's the man, and
He is.
he's been using Rocklocks for years, and I just think he's really cool. But one thing you reminded me of, so back when I was growing up, I remember I memorized so many August Burns Red drum parts.
Hmm.
Okay, and I'm sure you did too.
Yeah.
I remember Matt Greiner used to throw in all these little what you're describing, these extra little pieces of spice. And this was before I was ever touring at any significant level or anything. And I remember going to August Burns Red shows and hearing the end of Backburner, and he'd throw these extra snare hits in, or like
Hmm.
there was certain fills in Whitewashed. He'd like play the breakdown at the end a little better or whatever. and I think that shit is so tight. Like I think it's
Mm-hmm.
I also think it's extra cool in drum centric music where it is really rehearsed because as you know, you're not the only one. Most drummers in your genre, our genre, do play an incredibly rehearsed set. Like it doesn't change much night to night. So that's all very exciting stuff. Um,
I think that kind of started with me whenever I started playing with Zero a little bit because
yeah, a little
it
more
was
open.
all like producer beats. Like it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't recorded with live drums, and
Mm.
he was the first person that came to me and was just like, "Dude, I just want you to just do whatever you want to over these songs." And so I was kind of like, "Okay, I can kind of bring myself to these songs and kind of make up, my own thing with it." And then even more so, I just recently have been touring with my buddy Drayton Farley whenever Gideon's not on tour, and he plays Americana folk country stuff, and there's no click. There's a lot of parts where his lead guitar player Jimmy is an amazing guitar player, and there's songs where he will just be like, "Hey, uh, this song, like I'm gonna hang out and just like solo like until I look back at you." And so that was my first time in a while that I'm playing in a setting where the instruments are feeding off of each other in a live setting. And the harder I go and the more I feed him like a certain type of energy, I realize like the harder he goes. And it turns into this like real rock and roll feeling um, that I have found that I've craved my whole life. Like
Yeah,
I
tell me more
really
about this
enjoy it.
because I love playing in environments like that. I personally feel like I thrive in those environments. I
Yeah.
just never get to do it. So please expand
Oh,
on this as much as you want. Yeah.
so it was really scary at first because I mean, the other guys in the band. I mean, Jimmy is his dad was this guitar player for a blues guy named Gatemouth. Down is like Delta Blues. Um, Gate like on a fence. Gatemouth. Um,
Right. I heard that.
yeah.
I
Right.
just
Okay.
laughed anyway, you know?
But his dad was phenomenal, and he knew all of these people just from touring the blues circuit and everything. Uh, that whenever he passed away, when Jimmy was pretty young, these just incredible guitar players kind of took Jimmy under their wing, and he got lessons by like insane guitar players at a very young age. And instead of like having a normal, I guess, childhood and like teen years and stuff, like he was just playing guitar constantly. Um, and so there's Jimmy, which is like insane. I've had the most fun playing with that dude. But the other two guys in the band, John and Curry, like Curry's, uh, he's been in college for music for like 8 years now. Um, John, the bass player, is also just nuts. Like when it comes to music theory and like they're all sharing charts before the when we get to the first rehearsal and everything, and I play everything by ear. Like I never expected to make it this far into music. It was one of those things that I think my dad did. My dad really pushed me, uh, even at a young age, just to get into music. He really wanted me to be a guitar player, but I found drums at 15, and so everything I've learned about drums has been either from looking it up on like YouTube when I was younger, uh, or just like when I finally started touring, just learning from other drummers. And I feel like getting to this first rehearsal and they're all sharing charts and everything. I'm just like, I don't. They're saying terms like diamond and trash
Oh,
can
oh
and
wow.
stuff like that, and
We got keywords.
I'm like, brother, I don't know what you're talking about. Um, I just listen to the songs. You know what I
Just
mean?
give me the sticks. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're also just like, hey, like even though there's not a click, like we need you to speed these songs up to like a live feel tempo. Like we need more energy when it comes to playing them live. So let's play them faster. And then there's like finding the right pocket for it, because if you go too fast, then it's like slow down, you know what I mean? So it's sitting with the songs to where they feel comfortable enough where you know the live tempo, uh,
But see,
and you know the.
that's what's
Go
beautiful
ahead.
about those situations, though, is that like you have to. The only way to get that show to be good is if you practice as a
Hmm.
band over. You have to play a lot of shows, practice a lot as a
Yeah,
band over and over and over and over and over again. It takes a lot longer to iron those shows out, but like,
yeah.
dude, the bands that have been playing like that for a long time, that's why they kick so much ass. Is,
Hmm.
you know, they're all like on this fluid thing, and you're forced to listen, which is like something
Hmm.
we were. I forgot to circle back to this, but we were talking about being focused on stage. Um, we had Jake, we had the other Jake, who you know Jake. He plays drums for Luke Combs. We had him on the
Yeah.
podcast recently, and we talked about the same thing. And he was just talking about the importance of listening, because when you listen, it brings you to the present. Because you can easily be playing a show thinking about, "Oops, I messed up last song," or "Ah, shit, in two songs I have that fill that I
Mm.
blew
That
last
dreaded
night,"
feel.
and yeah, then you start getting stressed about that. You're not even done with the song you're on, and you're already
Right.
looking down at your set list thinking about, in two songs I got this bullshit I got to deal with.
Mm.
Listening brings you to now, and when you
Hmm.
don't have a click track and you're improvising parts, and hey, we might take this chorus a little longer, we might take this bridge longer, like it forces you right into the moment. So
It really
man, I'm
does.
just,
It's like you said
that must
earlier.
be such a fun
Focus.
challenge.
But
That's true.
It's
it
crazy,
really
bro.
is like
It
this.
is.
It can feel so freeing.
Oh yeah, that's how
It's
we all grew up playing.
It's
You weren't
freedom.
yeah.
using a metronome in your first band. I,
Not Gideon didn't use a metronome until probably third record in, maybe.
exactly.
Um,
Oh, exactly. Wow.
so it has been really cool playing with these guys, and also there's a level of feel to it when you are listening to what other people are playing on the stage, uh, and you start having fun because you're at that point you're communicating. You know, you're talking to each other
Hmm.
with your instruments. You're not just focused on what you're doing, but you know, Curry might play this lick on piano or something. God, he has been so much fun to play with too. Like to just, I have him blaring in my monitor because playing with a good pianist, and like he plays like a little
Pause.
organ as well, like up on top, and man, he's a lot of fun to play with. But yeah, just getting into the groove of like what the guys are also like wanting from the drums. And that was hard for me because I was in a completely different genre. You know, it's going from playing heavy music to like we were on tour with Willie Nelson, and like I'm scared to hit my drums hard. You know, I had to figure out how to hit my cymbals differently. And just from
Yeah. Did you
watching,
take out a different rig? Did you like change your
uh,
gear up?
I changed my snare.
Yeah.
I brought my Vinnie Paul out with me.
That's so funny.
And I
Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry, but we just announced an unplugged tour that we're doing this fall.
uh
It's
huh.
full band. It's Daughtry Unplugged. It's full band, but it's like stripped down. Everything's stripped down. Acoustic guitars, whatever. But I'm still playing a full kit. I'm not like playing a cajon or anything. And so
That's
I'm
cool.
already thinking about what the rig is gonna be like. And I have a Vinnie Paul at our storage unit, and I was literally like, this might be a great snare to take because it's not as loud. A wood snare. I'm always taking metal
Right.
snares on tour. Um, so how'd you
No,
dig playing the Vinnie
The Vinny
Paul?
does the trick, man. And
Okay, cool.
and I got with Jimmy before, you know, we left for the first tour with Drayton. We were supporting Charlie Crockett, and I was like, what's a good reference for like drums that you want to hear? And he was telling me, because Drayton had him on the last record. He had his whole live band record his last record. It's a really in the Tom Petty realm, which my dad raised me on Tom Petty, so it's a massive fan. And so when he was like, he told me to reference the snare off of Damn the Torpedoes, which is like
Okay.
such an old classic sound.
Okay, I'm
Um,
gonna go listen to this too.
but man, it's when you're used to like tuning your snare for like a metal performance. It's the last thing you want it to sound like is "Damn the Torpedoes." So it was it was fun like trying to replicate it. I found a lot of cool tuning tricks online that I didn't even use any. the first time I went out with him, I had like a full bandana like hanging over the front of the
Oh, dude,
snare to like.
you should have called me. I'm
You
listening to
got
this right
tricked.
now. Oh yeah, you put a towel, put a t-shirt on that
That's basically what I did for the first
mid
round.
tuning t-shirt.
Yeah.
I
That's what I'm
basically had
saying.
I took a bandana and folded it in half, and it did the trick for the first round, but then I kept looking more into it, and I found this cool tuning trick that, I mean,
What'd you do? Tell us.
you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
You
Oh
might
yeah.
have seen it already, but it's where you basically do a full turn star pattern around the
Uh huh.
snare, um, and then you go to 12 o'clock, and you do an extra two turns, and then 1 o'clock and 11 o'clock are just 1.5 turns. Uh, the bottom three, so 6 o'clock, is completely loose. Um, and
So
then
uneven tension rods?
yeah,
Yeah,
five
I've seen
o'clock.
this, something
Never
like
heard
that.
about this. This is very
Yeah.
interesting. What is some like redneck tuning? The
Oh,
hell
it's
is this?
weird, bro. And I was scared to even.
First, you're
That's why I
gonna
was like, "Are you sure you
take
want
the
to know?"
six
Because I
o'clock
know you
tension
hate
rod.
this.
Take this hammer,
Yeah, 3 turns to the
a
left, and
screwdriver,
then
a hammer.
And beat that thing.
You have to go to
Um,
Walmart.
but 5 o'clock and 7 o'clock were just starting to grip, and like basically finger tight, and then
Whoa.
the four in the middle are just to bring the pitch up or down, and
Yeah.
it basically, and bottom is just table tight, and so it basically makes it to where you don't need any muffling whatsoever. Um, the bottom
Is it because
part of the head is,
it kills all the overtones because it's all
yeah,
uneven
there's
or
wrinkles
something?
in the head, bro. There's like wrinkles, like
Right, right, makes sense.
it's
Yeah,
strange.
Fattens it
yeah.
up.
And you definitely need the right head for it. I've
So
noticed.
the wrinkles are basically the moon gels,
Maybe
like
so.
because
That's a
it's
good way to
taking all
think
the
of it.
resonance out of the head. Well, because if you tune a drum perfectly, listen, I know a thing or two
It
about
it
tuning
makes
some
some
drums.
notes come out
That's
of
it.
it.
If you
Yeah,
if
yeah.
it's there's notes coming out of it, it's literally
Uh,
notes and like overtones and and
Hmm.
so and if you tune a drum really well, those are actually quite pleasant notes.
Yeah,
But to intentionally have the tension rods in different uh, tightnesses or tight
I know what you
whatever,
mean.
you know what I mean?
tensions.
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 It's just a video I found on YouTube. I don't even.
Well,
I'll find it and send it to you.
okay.
But it's
What's the go-to head for that setup?
I would honestly, if I did it again, I was using a heavyweight dry, and if I do it again, I'm definitely gonna use because I'm not using two
Dude,
Bs with Drayton.
I feel like you should put like a G2 on it
I was gonna say like a HD dry. I think would do really
or an
well.
HD dry.
Um, but
HD
it's
dry probably the trick, yeah.
I was essentially just trying. I mean, you can listen to "Damn the Torpedoes," and there's this like, I mean, the snare kind of sounds like just a fat piece of paper, really.
It does, yeah. It sounds great.
And
You
so
just
there's
listen to
things
it.
about this tuning that I liked. I don't know if I'll continue to do it because it's one of those things where if your rim shot is going to sound different than
Mm-hmm.
just hitting
Mm-hmm.
the center of the snare.
Mm-hmm.
And rim shot sounded crazy, but I noticed like there were sweet spots in the snare where you would really get that like the meat and the body of the snare whenever you would hit it in the center. And
Did you
with
try?
Drayton's like verses and stuff, that's all. I'm not trying to smack my snare as hard
Of
as I do
course.
in Gideon. It's
Of
more of just
course.
like a.
Did,
But you want to hear the tone,
yeah, did you try a big fat snare drum? Like
I was
maybe
just gonna
maybe a
ask that,
donut,
dude.
like a donut, like the
Original,
one.
like on the first round I did with him, I went between the big fat snare drum and the bandana trick with the big black paper clips on the corners.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
also make there's people making cool inventions now. Like they have like the
Mm-hmm.
tune towels
Mm-hmm.
that are essentially like the bandana trick, but they come with magnets on the corners that stick
Yep.
to the hoops.
Yep.
Very sick. And
Yeah, those are cool.
but I
Well, the
just
thing the
I
thing that
like
stinks
trying new
about
things.
yeah, the thing that stinks about at least for me personally, if you're gonna put a towel or a big fat snare drum, not the one that's a donut, but the one that covers the whole head,
Yeah.
yeah, all of your dynamics now pretty much go away. Not all of
Yeah.
them, but it becomes a lot harder to do any complicated stickings or
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
type of stuff. So you do sacrifice that, I guess, but it doesn't sound like you're doing any of that anyway. So it seems like
Yeah, it
I don't
was.
know.
I don't know. Essentially, all I'm really trying to do with that, like playing in that genre, is really just come to the table with like a very classic drum sound, which was a lot of fun. There's
So fun.
a lot of cool tricks you can do. Um, Also, I played with a tambourine. I haven't played with a tambourine attachment. I think I had one when I played in church back in the day. But I found a really sweet tambourine at a Drum Supply, and it's Drum Supply has everything cool. They
I
have
love that shop,
everything.
man.
It's so
I
sick.
love that shop.
But I found
That
a
shop has
little,
stuff in it that I go in there and well, actually, the last time I was there, I was with you,
yeah,
and we were walking around going. I just kept going, "What? How have I never heard of this
yeah.
brand?" There's like a brand of kick drum beaters that I've never even heard of, and they make like I forgot what it was, but yeah, they
Oh,
have everything there.
you walk in, you're easily spending, at least an hour or two just
Wait,
like
Yeah,
where is
walking
this
around
place?
looking. It's in
in
Nashville.
Nashville.
Ah,
It's
okay.
They have so many cool things.
Yeah,
But
that,
they started selling these tambourines. I don't know who. I know they make their own snares in there now, so maybe they're also producing these tambourines. But it's like a wooden tambourine that's about, an inch and a half deep. Um, it's about probably 6 inch in diameter, and they put these little rubber coping. It's like a rubber coping around the top of it, so you can hit it, and then it attaches to, just a regular boom attachment, and it's the best sounding tambourine. I know that sounds crazy coming from me, but it sounds so good.
I
And
believe
mic'd
it.
up, it was cool. But yeah, I rocked like a left crash and a right crash ride. It's something I definitely want to get some darker cymbals for that setup. Probably like the K special dries.
Dude,
I really want to get.
yeah, those would probably work
Those are
pretty
sick.
well for that. I was gonna say that's
Hmm.
the K special dries, or if those are too dry, the K dark thins. Because I was
Yeah,
thinking about for my tour in the fall, I'm probably gonna rock some K dark thins. I
just some
love
real
those
washy
crashes.
dark. Yeah.
Yeah, washy and dark and dude. So okay, so here's the question we'd like to ask a lot of our guests is, and it kind of pertains to you getting this gig, but you know, in your eyes, I know your story. I know you when you were a kid playing drums, you weren't, you didn't know what was coming next,
I just
but
wanted to go fast.
exactly. Now that you are, the age that you are, you're an incredibly high level player. Uh, you play in a sick band. You've played for Zero. You've played for this new
Drayton
artist,
Farley. Yeah.
Drayton Farley. What do you, in your words, what do you think makes a professional?
Mm. Somebody that's willing to serve the song. I feel like that took a lot of maturity for me. I feel like a lot of drummers, especially when I was younger, I was really impressed by drums. And I think drums aren't necessarily there to impress people. They're there to serve the song and to make people move. And if you think about it, nobody in the crowd is moving at all until there's a drum beat put in their ear. You know what I mean? Um, I think that it's serving the song, and I'm not trying to jump around a whole lot, but we were talking about adding seasoning to songs earlier, and I really wanted to blurt out and say this, but sometimes it's even cool to like leave space that you don't hear on the record. Instead of doing like a busier fill, something I started doing with one of Gideon's songs, "Bite Down," is there's like a certain pattern that the guitar is doing um, over this, and then it does like a break right after. But it's just like the guitar goes dun dun ba pa pa pa, and instead of doing the pa 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 pa, I started hitting the doom doom with the toms, and then going blah blah on the snare right at like in the break, and it feels so good. So I think it's like back to what we're talking about. I feel like serving the song, listening to uh, listening to the musicians that you're playing with, and I heard Gavin Harrison say that a long time ago, um, where it's pay attention to. I think I had searched like it was right when I started playing drums. It was like where to add drum fills in a song, and I found Gavin Harrison for the first time, and he was talking about playing with the other instruments because nobody wants to play with a drummer who is not listening to what they're playing and not playing with what they're playing. Um, and I think when you're younger, there is a side of you that just wants to be super impressive. You want to make a name for yourself, and I think the way to do that professionally is to let the other instrument shine, and to let the vocal shine, um, and to not. It's like when you're having a conversation with someone and they just keep blurting out and talking over you. It's like it's not really fun to engage in that. Um, I think the older I get, maybe that's what I think is like serve the song. Like music is a beautiful, jealous art, and it wants. I feel like you need to pay attention to what's going on in the music you're playing, and not just like, oh, I learned this crazy insane lick that's it's I don't know. I feel like I need to just stop it there and just say, just play with the song and come prepared. Um, I feel like that's another thing. Whenever you're going to rehearsals, be the guy that be the guy there that's gone over the songs more than anybody there. Um,
Jake said the same thing, man. For if you're listening to this podcast, listen to the professionals talk about how to be a pro. Do not just keep listening to this podcast because we're going to keep asking this question. It's like, and everybody's saying the same thing. It's like, show up on time, be more
There's a
prepared
way.
than everybody else. Like, learn how to play to a metronome. Like, play for the song. Don't overplay. Get your pocket fat. Like, it's not rocket science. Like,
Don't
uh,
be a
it's
dick.
there. Don't be a dick.
yes,
There is a
that's
pathway here.
exactly what I was gonna say, Joe.
Right.
I think one that doesn't need to get overlooked more than anything is don't be an asshole, and that's something I thought was really cool about Willie Nelson's camp is they even had it on shirts, and they've had the same people touring with them since the 70s, minus Micah, his son.
Holy shit.
Uh, Bro, I got
Yeah, how was it? What was
stories
it like?
about his
They're
drummer.
all like 60 years old.
Please,
They're all
what
70
was it
years
like
old.
touring? Isn't he in his 90s? How
He
does he
turned
tour?
93. He turned 93 after, like, literally the day after the run we did with them, and they literally have a shirt, and I heard it from I mean they call him his bodyguard, but he's like, or security or whatever. But this dude's been with him since the 70s, so he's an older guy. He's a very stern older guy, like, but even his motto, like, they had it on a shirt that there's three rules: don't be an asshole, don't be an asshole, don't be a fucking asshole.
No way.
And if you think
Funny.
about it, Willie's, as far as like people we know or have heard throughout time, he's got to be like the last one standing. I mean, he's even got a song called "The Last Leaf on the Tree." It's There's something about, if you want to have a long lasting career, don't be one of these guys that's you're always in competition with the people you're on tour with, or you're always trying to seem cooler than you really are. Like, we're all people. It doesn't matter where you come from. I'm from Bibb County, Alabama, middle of absolutely nowhere, 1,200 people. um, I think when it comes down to it all, is just be nice to people. We all have like a inner child within us, and we blinked a few times, and now we're adults, and we're all just trying to figure out what the hell we're doing here. And it's really not that hard to just be nice to people, and ask how the other person's doing, and actually listen. Like, be a ear for people that need somebody. Especially like being a musician, a touring musician is not easy, and it's really easy to get in your own head. Um, Depression is something I feel like a lot of musicians struggle with. And it's hard to put a finger on, and it's really stupid that the people that do understand and do this also for a living, like there's people out there that don't take the time to just be a nice person to like your comrades, you know, like these are everybody, like especially like the drum community, like we're so strong together.
Mm-hmm.
It's That's how I've learned everything, is just like the drummers I've toured with. um so yeah, just don't be an asshole. And
How was, dude? I love everything you're saying. How was Willie himself? Did you get to meet him? Was he touring in a
so
bus? Was he
the common
flying? Was he
so
sleeping in a
they toured
bus?
in a couple buses.
But like he himself, was he sleeping in a bus?
I believe so.
What a badass! That's so
So
awesome, man.
the common cold could take him out, and that's like a scary thing. Like he's just an old man, you know.
Yeah, he's old.
So we weren't allowed to be around him during the day. But the other people on the tour, I got really close with his drummer Billy, and I'd like to just share some of his stories. And he was such a delightful person, and just beautiful, beautiful soul to be around. The dude's almost 80 years old, and he still has this hunger inside of him to be a better drummer and to learn. And I think that's another thing to mention about being a professional drummer. The moment you think you know everything and that there's nothing left to learn, you might as well just hang it up. Just go home. You should always stay hungry to learn. And but
I
that's
mean,
like
bro,
he
that's
hit me
gonna
up
be
to,
us. That's gonna be
yeah,
us when we're 80. We're gonna be having
dude.
the same conversation.
I'm gonna be out.
I saw him at catering one day, and he was like, "Hey, come to the bus after this, and let's hang out." And I went to go to the bus, and they were like, "Oh, Billy's taking a nap right now." And so I texted him. He's like, I'm horizontal right now, but I'm just laying here watching Drumeo." I was like, "That's
No way.
like I hope I'm that cool at 80."
Yeah,
Bro.
That's
that's
honestly
just hope for the future.
crazy.
Yeah, dude, he saw my snare. He saw that I was using the Vinnie Paul snare. This is one of the many cool stories he had. But he he asked me if I like banana pudding, and I had just called my wife to FaceTime her, and he loved her too. By the way, he was just a really sweet guy. But I'm FaceTiming her, and he walks up, and so I'm like, you know, say hey to Annika, and they're saying hello, and he's like, Jake, do you like banana pudding? And I said, babe, I gotta go. I immediately like hung up. And he brought me on the bus and handed me this big bowl of banana pudding that some sweet old lady that's been a fan, you know, probably since '70s, brought him the night before. And I was like, dude, tell me some stuff. Like, start from like when you were, you know, first starting your drum career. Like, just take me through it. And we started talking about how he became a session drummer like pretty young. I think he said like 14 or 15. And but around the age of like 18 or 19, he was working out of this studio called Pantego Studios out in Texas. And he said the producer had these two kids that were just running around all the time. He was like, they were fun to be around, but they were just always there. And they were about knee high.
Dimebag and Vinny?
Literally.
No way, bro.
Yeah, their dad, his name was Jerry Abbott, and that's the producer that Billy was working
Damn,
for.
that's a crazy
And
story.
so he knew Dimebag and Vinny whenever they were just toddlers.
Whoa.
That's crazy, bro.
It was
What a
nuts.
connection, bro. Holy shit.
He
Damn.
also he
That's
also
so fire.
was telling me about the time that he was trying out for, and basically got the call for this gig. Like, you need to try out for this guy. Like, he needs a drummer. He's not happy with the drummer he's on tour with. So he stayed up and basically charted these songs. Like, he said, I must have flipped that cassette tape a million times, just like making sure I had it exactly like the record and everything. First show he played with this guy, and he only had one number one hit at the time, which is insane. But first number one, the first show he had with this guy, he had to play 2 shows one day. I think it was like 20. It was like 20 songs or something like something ridiculous. And then he played another show with him after that, and it was George Strait. When George Strait had his first number one,
No shit.
Billy got to play drums with this guy, and they ended up calling somebody else, and he shared with me like how bad that hurt because he really wanted it. Uh, but his brother Paul, who was Willie's original drummer, and basically bodyguard. This dude was, from what I hear, was just a hard ass. Did not take any shit from anybody. But basically, his brother Paul calls him and was like, "Hey, you should come out on the road with me. You can be my tech and play some percussion." And so Billy goes out with him, and that's what started his whole career with Willie. He ended up playing percussion, and his brother Paul went to Willie one day and he's like, "Hey, I think we should start paying Billy, you know, not only to be like a stagehand, but also because he's playing in the band now." And Willie was like, I thought we were paying him this whole time." So he starts playing percussion, and then in 2010, his brother Paul had a stroke. And if you guys have never listened to, like, you should go listen to some live Willie Nelson albums. There's one specifically, I think I have it saved. But his brother Paul was an insane drummer, and if you guys know Willie Nelson, his timing is all over the place. Like the way his flow is over songs, like even to hear Willie Nelson, his version of other songs, like he always adds his own flair to it. And so he's definitely one of those vocalists like you have to listen to, and you have to be on his time. And going back and listening to his brother Paul play drums, insane. And they do some like slow down and speed up type of stuff in those live songs that they just come in and out of so flawlessly. Please go do yourself a favor and go listen to a live Willie Nelson album. I know this was in like 78. But anyways, I'll tell you the name of the album after this. Okay. In 2010, his brother Paul had a stroke, and they asked Billy to basically fill his shoes because he was still there mentally, but his limbs didn't work the way they once did. And so his brother still toured with him, but he was like, "Jake, some nights like I would tear up because like I'm living my dream, but I would look next to me. I'll look to my left, and my brother would be sitting there with an egg shaker, just smiling ear to ear, and I would want to start crying because like I knew he was supposed to be sitting there where I was, and he couldn't. He said this a million times. Like, I can't say enough good things about my big brother. And there's actually a book called Me and Paul that Willie Nelson wrote about his brother Paul English. And I got it as soon as I got home, and I've been reading it, and there's some crazy stories. Like, Paul really was a dude that you did not mess with. And he told me one story about they played HBO special with Ray Charles, and
what?
At the end of the session, HBO guy comes up and he's like, "Here's the check, like here's the guarantee or whatever." And he's like, "No, like we only take cash." And he's like, "Sir, we're HBO. We only pay with checks." And he said, "I'm sorry, we're Willie fucking Nelson, and we take cash." And and he goes and yeah, and he goes and gets the cash and gives it to him.
Wow.
Yeah, so many instances like that. But Billy he texted me this photo of the time where they played with Ray Charles on a different occasion, and his brother just like was just like, "Hey," this is before the stroke and everything. He was like, "Hey, go play drums with Ray Charles," and just gets up and like hands Billy the sticks. And so
Fire.
it really was like a brotherhood that like it was just beautiful stories. But
I
getting to
love
hear
it.
stories
Yeah.
about him touring with like CCR back in the day, and uh, he was really close to like John Mellencamp's drummer and everything. But
That's
he
awesome.
was a really cool drummer to talk to, and even like the day jobs
He,
I've worked in the past, I really gravitate towards like hanging out with the older dudes because I'm
oh
just
yeah. I
they
was
have
gonna
the
say
best
Oh,
like
stories.
yeah.
yeah.
Um,
Actually to transition here, just because we're almost at the hour mark, and we
yeah, my
usually like to
bad.
do.
I'll
No,
start
you're good.
chatting.
No. This dude, this is all amazing. Like this is it makes me I don't know. I want to meet the guy and talk to him. It'd be weird to do a podcast with him without really meeting him first, but it'd be so sick to
I
have an
can hook it
80-year-old
up.
drummer on here.
He
It'd
would
be
love
so
that so
awesome.
much.
Oh, dude, honestly, that'd be awesome. I'm so down. Like I feel like I just want to pick the brain of a guy who's been playing drums for 65 years. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
That's
For
crazy.
famous at a high level too,
Yeah.
yeah.
like the longevity
Um.
at that level. Yeah, that would be
Mhm.
cool.
And now his setup is just a snare, by the way. He
That's
just
so
plays a snare,
sick.
and it
That's
was,
so sick.
dude. I helped him tighten his snare stand one day, and I was looking at, dude. It's got to be like the first 9,000 DW stand ever
Just
created.
super old. Wow.
Yes, and he had this super old Black Beauty. It was so cool. But anyways,
That's no.
say
That's
I
so
could talk
awesome.
about Billy all day.
No,
He's
I
my
love
favorite.
it. I love it. Okay, so we'll hit you with these ones. Give your quick, like, just gut instinct answer.
Okay,
Um, what's one band you wish you could fill in for?
fill in for.
Yeah, or play drums for. Period.
Mm, um, Zach Top.
Okay, all right, sick. Um, if you weren't playing drums for a living, what do you think you'd be doing?
By default, I would probably be working in the car business. Like my mom's side of the family is all dealership
Oh,
life,
really?
so
I didn't know
yeah,
that.
a lot of them are into like selling. It's like the parts business. Like I
Right,
would just say the parts business, but so not car salesman, but
car
yeah,
parts.
it's like car parts. Yeah, that's probably what I would be doing, honestly.
All right.
There's great money in car parts, by the way.
Really?
It's
Oh, I believe
It's
it.
insane.
Fixing, you get the
everything
tiniest thing you
breaks.
have to fix. Everything breaks, and it's somehow it's
Thousands.
always $4,000 to fix.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, but it's too
um,
many numbers to fit in my head. I tried to shift gears and do that over the pandemic, and I made it to like the parts manager of the body shop at this Town and Country Ford in Bessemer, Alabama. And bro, the I would go to sleep at night with just part numbers just floating through my brain that it was hard to turn off. I almost
I,
got stuck in it, honestly.
dude, I was on my computer the other day for like 8 or 9 hours just working on podcast stuff, rock block
Mhm.
stuff.
You're a
And
genius. I love
no,
you.
I'm not. I love you. No, but I was sitting on my computer for that long, and I literally, when I was done with the day, I was like upset, in a bad mood, like my eyes hurt from staring at a screen all day, and I was literally just like, I can't. I don't understand how people do this. People think I'm crazy for getting in a tour bus and going around everywhere, but like,
Mhm.
dude, catch me dead if I'm sitting behind a computer all day, like looking at
Yeah,
spreadsheets and emails, man. I just can't. It's like
Crazy.
I'm not built for that, dude. I need to like do something with my hands
yeah.
or,
I got really
uh,
lucky at that job because there was uh, a technician at the body shop named Brandon. Uh, I had a bunch of friends there that really supported me as a musician,
oh,
and
cool.
whenever I would kind of mention to them that like I'm thinking about maybe shifting gears, like I don't know when live music's going to come back, I don't know if it ever will. um, Brandon specifically was this guy that was just like, dude, I don't care if you have to go bag groceries, like you're not supposed to be doing this, you're supposed to be doing music. I would give him lyric ideas that I would be going over in my head and stuff like that, and he would say, get out of here before they put a couple of more zeros on the end of your check, and then you feel like you have to stay here. Um, that and a book called The War of Art. Um,
Mm.
those two
I've heard of this
things
book.
those two things really took me out of like the rat trap. I was almost stuck in the race for real.
Ah, man, I get it. Um, yeah, we didn't even get into the fact that you helped write a bunch of Gideon songs. Look, I want to keep this podcast fun and free flowing, and like it. Sometimes we're gonna have podcasts where we don't get in the weeds of certain things that are like you'd expect to hear on a podcast, but that's the whole point of this podcast, man. It's like you and I are we have a very deep friendship. I could see you tomorrow. I could see you in 20 years, and we'd
Just
leave
pick up
right
where
where
you
we
left
left
off.
off, pick up where right where we left off, and you know, yeah, I just love you a lot, man. I really
I
appreciate
love you
you and our
too.
friendship, and
And I'm excited to
um,
hang out with Joe more too. Uh,
Yeah, dude, I
yeah,
almost met you one time. There was a festival that canceled. I think it was like Blue Ridge, and then hella bands like met at this one venue in like South Carolina, and
I
you
know who
guys
you're
were
talking
there.
about.
You remember that?
Hmm.
And I was gonna come up and say what up to you because I saw you had cotton balls inside the acrylic drum kit.
That's because of Anthony.
And I know that because of Anthony as well. And I was gonna say what up to you, but like, whatever, something happened, I got pulled away, but I saw you play and you were fucking absolutely insane. So yeah,
Thank you, man.
I'm sure we'll meet soon, bro.
Dude,
I
we
sold Jake that
will.
kid too.
Yeah,
That
that
acrylic
was
DW?
yeah,
Yeah,
that was Anthony's.
I think you had red. Did you have red heads on it?
I probably did at the time. I gave a couple of different heads a try. I still love doing that just to see. You never know
it's
how it's gonna
fun.
make it sound a little different. But I
Fun.
was rocking the hydraulics for a little bit just to see what they sounded like on acrylics. Because I had a buddy in Alabama that was like, if you haven't yet, like put hydraulics on acrylic. It sounds good.
Sick.
Um,
Cool.
Um, couple more quick ones before we end here, and
yeah.
stay on right when we end the podcast. Just stay on for a second. Um, I just lost it. Sorry, hold on. What
Sorry I
the
talked
helly,
so much, brother.
bro, dude?
Oh,
No, this
dude,
is what
no,
the podcast is all about.
yeah, you're saying lots of good shit.
Dude,
So like
it's
you just
awesome
flowing is
stuff.
great.
It's
Yeah.
perfect. Um, okay, what is your favorite part about touring? What's your least favorite part about touring?
Um, Favorite part about touring, I think, could possibly be um, the camaraderie and the the family that I feel like I've gained through the years. I mean, even just like this talk right here, this started with that, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be my favorite part, either that or just being understood. Um, like when you pour your heart and soul into something and somebody tells you it's good, like I feel like maybe it's that. Um, and also just connecting with people that uh, maybe you're from like a similar place that you're from, and they're like, oh, like your music resonates with me because I'm also from like a really small place, and even like we were in Australia last, and I had some Bogan guys come up to me and were just like, we love your stuff because like,
We're
you
rednecks too.
yeah, exactly. And and so yeah, I
What good
think
is
just
red
being
head?
understood and making lifelong connections with people, I think is my favorite part. My least favorite part is time doesn't stop when you're gone, and I'm
Amen to that, man.
this part. I had just saying that gave me chills and makes me very emotional. Um, Especially
Mm-hmm.
like when thinking about my dad. I lost my dad 2 years ago, and
Oh man.
it's
Sorry,
just
dude.
a lot of time spent on the road um, that I wish somehow I could have been in two places at once. Um, there is something to be said about, there's a reason why people say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I
Mm-hmm.
really believe that. I feel like I went through maybe maybe being a little bitter towards like where I grew up for a little bit, and being gone a lot made me realize how much I actually love it and how much
Mm-hmm.
like I'm proud to be where I'm from.
Mm.
But I love my family so much, um, my mom and my sisters, and it uh, it really bums me out whenever I've been gone for a long time and I come home and I can physically see that my family is older. because I
Oh
can
yeah.
just I can feel, and my dog's about to turn 3, um, and she was just a little bitty sweet potato like the other day. I feel like, and so
Dude, my dog hit just it's like going on 3.5, 4. I just can't
yeah,
believe it. It's like, dude.
yeah, it's just the time. I think that's my least favorite part. Even like the sleepless nights and not being able to be in your own bed and stuff like that. I would
I could put up with
gladly,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, I could put up with that. It's the time, bro. I'm with you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
the
And
yeah.
now I'm married, and I'm just the time
mm-hmm.
spent with my wife is very valuable, and she's just one of those people that even if I had like, you know, 500 years to spend with her, like it wouldn't be enough. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
sorry.
That's all
It's
right, buddy.
Real,
That's
real
all
stuff.
right.
yeah. I think that's the hardest part. So it's also one of those things like be careful what you wish for. Um, and it's crazy. Like my dad used to tell me all the time, like, because he would miss me a lot when I would go on tour and say, you know, you can hit them things just like as a hobby. I didn't mean to like push you into this, you know, thinking you had to do this the rest of your life and all this stuff. And man, there's just so many. I don't want to leave any what ifs on the table, and I just want to. I'm one of those guys that if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it as hard as I can. And um,
Hmm.
I just music is one of those things that has never left me. It's been there as long as I can remember. My dad used to sit me on top of his little acoustic or on his acoustic guitar and when I was a kid, and so I feel like since a baby I've been addicted to this stuff, and it's I don't know. I love it.
Well, dude,
You're on the right
I
track. You're
just
doing it.
you're
So,
Thanks, dude.
doing it, yeah. And you can't. If there's any thought I have about that, it's that because I have a lot of those similar thoughts, man. I mean, pretty much the same. You know how I am. Like our brains are
Yeah.
pretty similar, and there's a I always remind myself that you know you can't have it all. You're given this. You were blessed to be able to see the world. Drum with drums or without drums, just
True.
having that as an option in your life, to be able to do what we do as even any option is fucking insane.
Yeah.
But then to actually go out and do it, um, you are going to live an incredibly full life, and living a full life means that you can't be two places at once, and
Mm.
it's just all about a balance. So we'll end it right there, man. This was an awesome episode, man. It was so
Thank
fun to
you.
catch up with you, so fun to talk to you. You're such a great
Um,
guy. I'm always
so are
I'm
you.
always rooting for you. I'm always in your corner. So is Joe, and yeah, we just love you, man. Thanks for coming
yeah,
on.
yeah, bro. I
Thank
know we
you.
never met, but I legitimately love you too, bro. I'm
I
sorry to
love
hear
you
about
too,
your
Joe.
pops. I lost my pops too. He's right up on the wall there,
Oh,
and
bless it, man.
yeah, bro. So I'm with you.
I know he's very proud of you. And I'm sure
Likewise, brother.
you know this more than than most people too, with you losing your dad. But there's little reminders all the time that they're here with us, and I feel
Hmm.
little hugs from my dad all the time, and so it's yeah, he's proud of you, bro.
Yeah,
Um,
same with you, bro. He's with you every single day, and he is so fucking proud of you. And
thank
so
you,
are
man.
we, bro.
Thank you, dude.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
Um,
hell yeah.
I
All
wish
right.
I wish I could have mentioned the just real quick. We Gideon just released a 5-song EP.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
that
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun to write, and
Perfect.
it was one of those writing situations where uh, very flow state recording drums and tried out like a couple of just hit record, try a couple of different things and different takes, and had so much fun recording. This one was the most fun I've ever had recording a Gideon track or EP or album or anything. So I'd love it if some people would go check that out. It'd be cool.
I'm I'm downloading it right now. It's called 4x4.
That's
And I'll
it.
have in the link in the description of this video as well on YouTube.
Thank you,
Hell
So
man.
yeah.
Thank y'all
All
so
right,
much.
man.
Dude, hit me up. I ended up moving to Nashville like we talked about last time I
I
saw you.
know.
So
I
I'm
know
waiting
you
on your
did.
ass now.
I know. Dude, I know. I will I'll definitely hit you up soon, man. It's been yeah, it's crazy. I'm playing out in Tennessee later this year, but not Nashville unfortunately. So, um All right,
Let me know
guys.
where, and if I'm
Yeah,
home, I'll go see you.
it's possible we'll be rehearsing in Nashville for our fall tour, though. So I'll let you, which
Okay.
would be ideal because then I'll have time to hang out. So, all right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Head over to Spotify. Leave us a 5-star review. Ask us any questions in the comments you want us to answer. We'll do an episode soon where we answer a bunch of listener questions. We have a new YouTube channel, so go find it, subscribe to it, follow us on Instagram at The Good Time Pod, and we'll talk to you guys next time. See you later.
Peace.
You guys.